You know, breakup hurts sometimes for many of you guys out here, but I want to give you guys a new perspective on breakups. I get it. You know, right now, for many of you guys right now, you feel like you've been hit by something that you can't explain. There's an ache that runs really, really deep inside you. It's like really heavy right now. And that ache is really deep. It's really bothering you, and it's really doing something to you. And it's like your heart is trying to carry the weight of the world because the person that you were really interested in, like she was everything for you and everything. And it's just like, seems like that world is finally collapsed. And your thoughts, you know, they were not going to slow down or anything like that. Your sleep is off. You feel broken. And no matter what you do, it seems like you can't even shake that feeling that you have. It's hard to get over. All you're doing is thinking about her. You know, she's on my mind. What can I do? How do I get over her? How do I let her go? What do I, you know, is she with somebody else? Is she decided to be with someone else? You know, what did I do wrong? Did I do something wrong? And you just think about all these things, and you just, for a part of you out here, you want to feel like you want to get in a corner and disappear. Man, guys, remember I told you at 14, man, the older chick that I was with, man, messed me up bad, man. She messed me up really bad at 14, man. But it was the best thing. I always tell you, it's the best thing. But I had an older chick do that to me. My first heartbreak was like 14 years old. I remember it. And, you know, I always laugh about it. But, you know, this is not a laughing matter or anything. But for many of you guys, the future that you pictured with the person is actually gone. The conversations, the late night texts for you guys, the plans that you guys had with each other is gone, and everything is erased. And now you're asking yourself, how did I get here? You know, you're like, how did I get in this moment right here? And you're wondering why the pain hurts so bad. And the worst part is you can't even explain what's going on with anybody, because nobody's going to understand the hurt and the pain that you have inside of yourself. And I had to deal with the same thing, and I also get kind of like a wake-up call from that as well. But let's stop here. And the thing that I had to learn to wake up is I had to stop lying to myself. And it was one of the hardest things that I had to come to a realization with at 14 that I'm telling you guys about, to wake up. I had to wake up, man, from everything. And this is what I'm trying to get you guys to see, because the pain that you're in right now, guys, is not just from losing her. It's from losing the version of yourself that existed through her. And I think many people don't understand why that's the problem. See, you didn't fall in love with a woman. You fell in love with being seen by her. You made her your home. You made her a safe place. You made her your anchor. And now that she is gone and everything, you're not just heartbroken. It's more than that. Your reality is smashed, and also it's not just your reality, it's your identity is bothering you. And now that she's gone, you know, you're feeling really broken right now. And the reason why it cuts so deep, gentlemen, the reason why it hurts, and the reason why it cuts so deep. Hold on, y'all go across. Y'all going crossing? Go ahead. I got y'all. All right, yeah. You know, hold on a second. I let people go across me and everything. But the reason why is all this bothers you and everything is because you made her world your kingdom, and that's the problem. And the thing is, you left your post, and you stepped away from your throne, and you forgot where you tried to make yourself fit into her life. And I did that at 14, man. I tried to fit in her schedule. I tried to fit in her moods and her plans. So I get what's happening to you guys out there. For many of you guys, you turned your crown into comfort and everything. And what's going on with you right now is that now you're sitting in the ruins of a reality that was never, ever truly yours. And and I know it sucks for a lot of you guys, but we've got to be brutally honest with you when it comes to the game and it comes to this, because all of this is all about honesty and everything. You built a fantasy around her, and unfortunately you built a story, a projection of what you wanted to be with this person. And it was a version of her that she was everything you always wanted. You wanted someone to be loyal to you. You wanted someone to be loving. You wanted someone to be feminine. You wanted someone to be understanding. You wanted someone to be supportive. And you wanted someone to really connect and understand you. And when you found that person, you created this deep, deep, deep bond with that person, of an understanding with that person. And it was something that happened, a lot of y'all guys created. But also what happened is that in doing all that, you also made another huge mistake. And the huge mistake you made is that you crafted this image in your mind from all the good moments that you've had, all the good morning texts, the soft kisses on the face and everything, the glances, the inside jokes, and also the sex, of course. And sometimes a late night talk, sometimes holding her hand, sometimes hugging her and things like that. And you took all of that and you said, you know what, this woman is real. And you said, you know what, this is what love is to me. And you fell in love. You fell in love. I made the mistake too. You fell in love. But it wasn't really love. And the truth is, she was never that woman. And unfortunately, most people don't understand that. She was never that woman. Unfortunately, man, she was just a reflection. She was a projection. She was an illusion that was sculpted out of your deepest cravings for some kind of emotional hunger that you had. And for many of you guys, you wanted peace, and someone that can give you peace. Someone that can connect with you on a different level. So what happened was you forced the depth when there was none. You wanted forever when she only offered you for now. You know, she just said, you know, maybe, you know, I want to hang out with you. Maybe I just, you know, want to see where this goes. But you wanted more from her, and it's understandable. Things like that happen. But when she left and everything, and she left you, I mean, it really, something inside of you shattered, because you thought it was more than a relationship. But at the end of the day, what people don't understand, it was only an illusion. It was a dream that you created, and it died. And it was a version of her, man, that is gone. And now you're standing here because she's gone, she's changed, and she's not coming back. And I'm telling you, at 14, man, before the internet, man, I was a cake. I was holding on to pillows and singing. Sad songs, man. I was messed up at 14 because I made the mistake and did that love stuff. And I finally saw her for who she is, and you are too right now. And for many of you guys out here, this is why it kind of hurts for many of you guys right here, because you unfortunately gave up your world to live in hers, okay? You stopped leading yourself. That's why she's gone. You started performing. That's why she left you. And you weren't trying to be with her. You were just working with her through her attention and her attraction. And the problem is that she knew it, man. The whole time she knew it. She knew it. Because guys, unfortunately, women always do. And the greatest mistake is that hold on a second. The greatest mistake, gentlemen, is that she felt the power shift. She felt you giving away some of the worst things that a man can do. She felt you giving away your edge, giving away your mystery, giving away your leadership, just to keep her around, just that one more time to feel the perfume off of her body. And once the performance was no longer fun on her side, she left. Maybe she left quietly. Maybe it was cold, I don't know. But none of that mattered. She just mattered. What really mattered is that she just rolled out. She left. And because you were the one writing the story, She was the one improvising the lines, man. And you thought in your mind, unfortunately for many of you guys, you thought the loyalty that the two of you had would actually keep her. And the consistency that you had would give you a peace of mind. And it doesn't work that way. You thought that the more you give, the more she could love you and everything. But she just didn't want a man who could do that, okay? That women don't want that. She wanted a man not to give her everything. She wanted a man to make her earn the access. That's where I went wrong at 14. And this is where a lot of you guys are going wrong right now. You're too busy trying to earn the woman. Because at the end of the day, she didn't betray you. She just stopped pretending. The real her finally stepped forward. And this is why it wasn't betrayal. It was just, unfortunately, a true reality that most of us don't want to see. Most of us don't want to live. And most of us don't want to look at the world that way because it really stings and it really hurts. And the moment that reality hit, you didn't know. You just didn't know who you were anymore because you actually lost a part of yourself, okay? Because for months, maybe it had to be months because you can't be feeling this way and then it has to be months or years. Your identity and who you were built around being her, being hers and doing for her and loving her and caring for her and trying to get her to accept you and all this other stuff. But that's the problem. And that's what we're talking about today, guys. Because I want to introduce you to a different kind of man. I had to wake up from this man. It had to be, I had to go through that pain and that fire. And that's why I say for you guys, going through the pain and the fire is not actually a bad thing. But allow me, even though you might be in pain right now, and even though you might be suffering right now, and even though you feel like the world is down and you feel like balling up, you just feel like curling up in your blanket or something like that. Let me be perfectly honest with you guys out here, okay? I want to introduce you to somebody else, and that is the person that is one of one, the greatest thing that you ever can be for yourself. When I realize my potential, my worth, and my strength, I don't feel I stop feeling the heartbreak because I realize as a man, one thought, one mind, one way, I don't feel heartbreak. Not like this because I never stop being myself for anybody. I don't fall apart when a woman leaves anymore because my world was never, ever, ever revolved around her to begin with. And that was the thing. It was like a wake-up call. When I started to love myself and I started to appreciate myself and I started to realize my value and worth, you know what? I realized that every woman from this point, I'm going to invite into my life. I'm going to invite her into my world, into my kingdom, and I'm never going to let her become my kingdom. And I'm going to stand to who I am, and I'm not going to morph into something I think she wants me to be. I'm not going to bend, and I'm not going to ever abandon who I am to chase her validation. And you know what? Some are going to stay, and some are going to leave. But guess what? I am never going to beg her for anything like that. I am going to simply do what? I'm going to close the door behind me. I'm going to burn the bridge. I'm going to hold my head up high and let me be the source of who I am to myself. Because at the end of the day, I know who I am and I know my worth and I know my value. And I've never truly okay, see, gentlemen, the thing is, you never ever in this game, hold on a second, make sure I turn. Guys, you're never going to ever lose someone who wasn't meant for your world, man. And that's the beautiful thing about the game, okay? You only lose the fantasy that you built around someone who couldn't handle your truth, your value, your loyalty, and also your standard, man. That's the beautiful thing about the game, man, okay? I understand that any type of pain, it is just understanding and data. That heartbreak is going to be a teacher. Her silence is going to give me power. It doesn't look like breakups the way you want to see it. Because when you start to love yourself and you start to understand yourself and you start to connect with yourself, man, you're going to see everything totally different. You're going to see that you are the filter that's going to remove somebody that is not worthy of your time or anything. And when you let people go, you let them go without hesitation and without a thought. And guys, if you want the truth, like I said, I had a tough time at 14, man. It was a tough one, but the truth is that I realize, and I want you to understand this, that the pain that you are in is not a bad thing. See, I looked at pain the wrong way because I was the one hurt. I was one all broken and listening to sad songs and holding on to pillows at 14. I was all messed up at 14, man. But when I got the game down, I told you, it was the best thing that ever happened to me. I always tell people it was the best thing that ever happened to me, because at the end of the day, the truth was, the pain that I was in, I remember it was trying to wake me up. It was a wake-up call. Sometimes we look at pain the wrong way and we think pain is a bad thing. But pain was something that was different because it wasn't punishing you. It wasn't warning you. My mindset was telling me that, man, Steve, you dropped the ball. You gave away your power to a woman, man. What's going on? You left your post and guess what? And what you did, you stopped running your kingdom and you started to live in hers. But gentlemen, here is a solution to everything. It's time for you to come back home. Come back home, and that's what I had to realize. Had to come back home. You don't get over her by watching more content. You don't get over her by thinking about her. You don't get over her by trying to find somebody else. You don't get over her by pretending it didn't hit you and devastate you. You get over her by getting out of her world and stepping back into your world, your mindset, and your reality. You know what is so beautiful is that you'll get over her by going back and reclaiming your throne. It's the one thing that a lot of young men are not doing. You're not going back and reclaiming what was once yours, and that is your throne. You have got to go ahead and wipe that crown up and put that thing back on your head and reclaim yourself as the man you were before she arrived. The man that you unfortunately abandoned for her, because this is not about revenge. This is about showing her what she missed in you, and you don't even see that in yourself, okay? No woman is ever gonna become the reason why you do the things that you do, man. No woman's ever gonna be the reason to me why I forget my worth again. I am going to stand up in who I am, and I'm not here to prove her wrong. I'm here to prove to myself that I was never meant to crawl after a woman. I was never meant to run behind a woman. I was never meant to look and sit and move in somebody else's castle. I was born and meant to do one thing, and that was to rule my life my way. And from that moment, it was always eyes forward. From that moment, from 14, I always realized I'm never going to do that love again, because I gave away my love to somebody when I shouldn't even give my love away. That's when it dawned on me. I had to start falling into respect. It dawned on me that when I'm done, I'll burn the bridges. I won't look back, and she's got to come back to me. I'm never going to run behind no woman. I'm telling you. I stopped saying I'm never going to stop. I'm no more performing, no more shrinking, no more outsourcing who I am to someone who hasn't earned me. And I started to build me. I started to focus on me. And when you start doing that, you are going to shape your body. You're going to shape your mind. You're going to shape your power. But it's not going to be for her. It's going to be for your throne. Your throne. Your throne. Your throne, gentlemen. Because the next time a woman steps into my kingdom, and she will step into my kingdom, she will know that my world, who I am as a man, my world, my mind, and what I am as a man, at the end of the day, come on, man, move on. She's gonna realize that I have rules, that I have standards, and to love me to be around me, to get a text message from me, a voice message from me, a video from me is a motherfucking privilege. It is nothing that you're gonna get. You have to be privileged to get that. Everything, because I don't just hand things out. So just remember this, guys, because this is kind of long, but I just want to say to you guys, you are not broken. You are not weak, and you're not ruined by this. The thing is that you were just asleep. So now it's time to wake up. It's time to stand. It's time to reclaim the life that you have. And guess what? Let her be a lesson, not a legacy. Let her memory fade like a whisper. Let the man that you are, let him wake up. Wake up. Don't break. You cannot be broken by a woman. You were not built to submit. You were not built to allow a woman to do that, okay? Just say it. And I want you guys to say this, man. If you're hurting and if you're feeling bad and if you feel the world is knocking you down, gentlemen, look, I'm not going to say I'm here for you. What I am teaching you is to be there for yourself. Take that pain and say and keep saying, I'm taking back my throne. And if you're feeling bad, if you're going through a breakup, if you're going through loss, the only way you're going to get over that is going back through the fire. Go back through that fire. I did it at 14. You can do it now. And you got to face it, and you've got to go through it. So guys, if you're feeling it, hey, I want you to put in the comments down, we got you. This is a support system. I want you to just say, I want my throne back. I'm back. I want you to say, I'm back on my throne. Even though it is hard and you got to crawl and sit on that motherfucker, it's going to be painful. I'm serious, guys. Take back your throne, because nobody else is going to take that for you except you. Remember that. Remember the game. You got this.